Here are 5 habits that have actually produced millionaires. I've literally watched millionaires in the world practice this, and they are very successful with it. 80% of the world millionaires are self-made according to research. So majority of them were not born into wealth. They created their wealth, and how they created it are through these habits, daily habits that I'm about to share with you. I studied these habits from these millionaires, and I even applied it in my own life, and it actually tripled my income. It actually made me more productive, and it actually made me to realize on things I should waste my energy on things I shouldn't waste my energy on. So here are the tips that I learned from this millionaire. 1, choose your cycle. There is a saying that goes, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. I will say to you, show me your friend and I will show you your future. A research was conducted, and the discoveries from that research were actually astonishing. The research says that if you are around happy people, you become happy. If you are around sad people, you become sad. If you are around successful people, you become successful. If you are around failures and you were even successful before you came in contact with failures, if you are not careful, the energy will rub off on you and you will actually become a failure. So here is this, that you need to choose the kind of relationship, friendship, cycle that you maintain, because their energy will rub off on you. So you need to be very deliberate about the network you build, because it will definitely affect your journey. It will definitely affect where you are going to in life. The second one is they push out of the comfort zone. If you are always around your comfort zone, you will not actually know the success that awaits you when you step out of your comfort zone. So many people that are unsuccessful, they are unsuccessful because they have remained in their comfort zone. So they are not willing to take on new tasks. They are not willing to take on new risks. One of my mentors told me that where I am today is as a result of what I know. So what I know has actually taken me to this place I am today. So if I want to increase in life, I need to step out of this knowledge I have. I need to step out from this place I am to actually try something new. And until I try something new, I will not get to a new height. So this means that the successful people, they have actually learned how to take on new tasks, take on difficult tasks. And by doing that, they have realized that there is a level of massive success that awaits them on the other side. So if you're always around your comfort zone, you don't want to try something new because you're afraid of failing, no, it means that you will remain there. So successful people have actually learned how to move out from where they are to where they want to be, irrespective of the challenges and difficulties that is actually staring them in the face. In fact, they confront these obstacles, they confront these challenges, and that is actually what has actually made them successful. The third point is they stay grounded and not pressured. I've literally observed many of the successful people in the world. I've read their stories, I've read their books, I've read journals about them. One thing I learned from them is that they are not pressured by the things that are trending. They are grounded. And I literally applied this principle in my life, and it actually worked. It actually 3x'd, 4x'd my income. I wasn't actually carried away by what was going on. I was focused. I was grounded in what I was doing. I wasn't pressured, because in the society, there is this pressure that comes from your peers, your friends, the relationships you have, where they are going to spend their holidays, where they are going on outing, going for clubbing, the kind of cars they are buying the latest cars and all the rest of it. So if you are not actually focused and you are carried away by these things that are happening, you will actually miss out. But if you are focused and not pressured to actually lose your focus, you will discover that you will actually benefit at the end. So this is one of the principles that the successful, they have actually mastered, to focus on what is actually focusing on them, to focus on what they're actually looking forward to achieving. So, and by the time they do this, at the end, you discover that the result will be success. So there is this book that was written by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. In that book, Napoleon Hill said that the starting point of every achievement is desire. So he said that small desires will bring small results, because small amount of fire will always produce small amount of heat. So how desperate and focused the successful people are in their pursuit for success is what has actually led them to the big results that they have, the big results. And if you can actually focus on the thing that you want to achieve, you will discover that the effect, the results you have at the end will be very big. So Napoleon Hill was telling us that people that have made impact in life, people that have gone far in life, that what actually led them to where they got to in life was because of the kind of desire they have that could not be pressured by things that are happening around them. So if we apply this principle in our lives, of which I've applied in my life, and I saw the results that it yielded to me, and I tell you today to apply it, and you will see the massive results that you are going to have. The point is what I call the millionaire's pyramid. In this pyramid, we discover that is like a triangle, So the bottom is heavy, while the up is very slim. So it's a triangle. So on that millionaire's pyramid, what the pyramid is actually typifying is there are many people at the bottom, but few people at the top. And the reason for this is because the more you scale up, the more difficult it becomes, and the more people will chicken out. So I discovered this in the life of millionaires. That's why we have 1% of the world population that are very successful in their endeavors, just 1%. And the remaining 99% of the world population are not actually successful. And the reason for this is because of this millionaires pyramid, this pyramid of successful people. So many times I laugh because when people see things that are difficult, they will opt out, they will run away, they will leave it, they will say this one is not for them. And very few people are there to take on that task. And that is the reason why the top of the triangle is very small, because the people that are there are few number of people that didn't chicken out along the trials, along the difficulties. They stayed grounded without being pressured to leave the race, without being pressured to leave the task and chicken out of the way. So I call this the millionaire's pyramid. So it is another habit that has actually created successful and wealthy people want to be. If you actually want to be among the top, it means that what you are doing, not many people will be able to do it. So whenever you are facing that difficulty, that challenge, just know that you're actually on the right track, that many people will not actually be able to take on the task that you're actually taking on right now. The fifth point is they focus on opportunities, not problem. Whenever successful people see problem, they look at it as opportunity. So they are not looking at problems. They are looking at it as an opportunity to actually make to actually succeed, to actually get to where they want to go to. So they leverage on problems and they actually scale through problems. So this is one of the things that has differentiated people. So unsuccessful people, every time they are looking at problems, they are looking at the reason why they can't do this. They are looking at the reason why they can't do that. But successful people are looking at how can we do this? How can we do that? And this are the two sets of questions that separate them. Unsuccessful are thinking we can't, but successful are thinking how can we? How can we? So when you look at these things, it actually differentiates these two sets of people. The sixth one is what I call the think time. Think time. So the successful people, most of them have a time that they allocate for reading, for writing, for thinking, for pondering over their successes, the things they have achieved. So I literally learned this principle from Bill Gates. He takes out 1 week in a year to go and think on what he has actually achieved for the year, on the level of success he has actually built for the year. So this is the time that you take out, and so that you can think on the bigger picture. If the things you are doing now are actually taking you to that your goal, to that your dream, to that your ambition. So I literally practice this in my own, but I don't take up to 1 week. I take some days, I take 1 hour. Sometimes I take 30 minutes and actually think in a day, what did I actually do today? What did I actually achieve in this week? What did I actually do in this month? So I actually think on that, and it actually makes me to focus on my bigger picture, my bigger plan. So these are some of the habits that successful people have practiced, which have actually helped them. So if you practice most of these habits or all of them, it will actually help you